Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. The Lutheran Church that I am a part of holds up three creeds that it understands as true witnesses to and statements of faith. Most of us are probably well aware of the Apostles' and Nicene creeds. The third creed we hold as true is called the Athanasian Creed, and we don't say it very often. First, it's really, really long. But more than that, its origins are based in the midst of an ancient church controversy about the nature of God. So the Athanasian Creed has parts like, we worship one God in Trinity, and the Trinity in unity, neither confusing the persons nor dividing the divine being. For the Father is one person, the Son is another, and the Spirit is still another. But the deity of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit is one, equal in glory, co-eternal in majesty. What the Father is, the Son is, and so is the Holy Spirit. And it goes on like that for quite a while. This week, following Holy Trinity Sunday, we are spending time talking about the Trinity. It's not something we can understand or fully grasp, but it is something we can describe. We can't explain it, but we can experience the Trinity in our lives as we encounter God. So the Athanasian Creed became part of an early church controversy, and it mostly centered around two people, Athanasius of Alexandria on one side, and a man named Arius of Antioch on the other. To add just one more confusing word, the whole thing revolved around a doctrine called subordinationism. Here's the crux of the problem. Arius, who was the bishop in Antioch, and his followers believed that Jesus was of a different substance than God. In other words, Jesus was not eternal as God was, but rather had been created by God the Father. So even though they saw Jesus as divine, he was subordinate to the Father. It may seem like a minor point, but in truth it goes to the very heart of who Jesus is. Athanasius, who was the bishop of Alexandria, thought of things in exactly the opposite way. He thought that Jesus was co-eternal with God, existing before creation and of the same substance as God the Father. He thought God was one in Trinity, and that Jesus was a full part of that. In the year 325, many church leaders met in a town called Nicaea and came out with a creed for the church to use, but somehow it satisfied neither side of this debate, and the controversy continued to rage for almost 60 years. It's a fascinating story as different rulers of the Roman Empire would come into power and believe one side of this issue or the other. As that happened, Athanasius was sent into exile at least 5 different times, and then brought back, and at other times Arius was exiled. Finally, in 381, another council at Nicaea was called, and by this time Athanasius' viewpoint had won the day. And the Nicene Creed we know and use today is a strong statement about Jesus and the Holy Spirit being equal and the same as God the Father. What does all this have to do with anything? Well, we are talking about and describing aspects of the Trinity, and the co-equality of oneness of the three is beyond our comprehension. It is a mystery that captures us, and we wonder at, and that we also experience and find true. As Athanasius said, for the Father is one person, the Son is another, and the Spirit is still another. But the deity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is one, equal in glory, co-eternal in majesty. What the Father is, the Son is, and so is the Holy Spirit. We can't explain the Holy Trinity. What we can do is wonder and marvel. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.